back in this fight.
Absolutely. I mean, just because this is a best of 3 doesn't mean they are knocked out, because let's just remind ourselves about the format. It is the group stages. All these teams will go through, because this is a best of 3 single round robin. All teams will go through to the knockout stages, but it's all about getting those top 2 positions, because if you do, you can choose your first team you play in the knockouts. You have free reign. So it's all about getting those top 2 places in the knockout stage. So it's all to play for. Even though you all go through to the knockout stage, it is definitely better to choose your enemy than not know your enemy, so, or be chosen by the victor as a late snack. But yes, we're getting into the draft once again. The NRX Cryo Band, the first 2, Jing and Pei, are coming through again, and it is the same over on BJK's team. So we see Princess Frost and Dio-chan.
Yep, Dio-chan just Frost. That has been the focus from the side of BJK, not allowing them to have this huge crowd control. But they open up differently this time, picking up the DRNJ and Mozu to start the game.
Huge. They've seen the NRX picked up the DRNJ and thought, you know what? I fancy to have a go on DRNJ. And they pick up the Muzi as well. So again, another great champion. Particularly, he's a mage, but he is played predominantly as a roam champion within competitive. So because that long range stun, when you get one of those landed correctly, going into a team fight, especially whatever point of the match, it's a huge advantage to have going into a team fight, having that Muzi do a long range stun and then also try and catch out those backliners with his ultimate. And then we see Regna pick up the Da Chao, I believe it is it?
Yep, that is the Da Chao. That is the Diao-chan.
Okay, Diao-chan. And
late game mage there for the side of Regna.
Yeah, did we not? Was it not yesterday that we saw? Was it a quadra kill in the mock-up match?
Yeah, from NRX side as well. So they definitely know how to play this hero. Let's see if NRX knows how to play against the Diao-chan, because it's you do not want to let the Diao-chan reach that limit where she is just able to completely destroy entire team fights by herself with the sustain and the magical damage that she can bring out.
Absolutely. If we just cast our gaze over to NRX's bans as well, the last 2 bans are definitely jungle orientated. We see that Lamb, they do not want Atix to get his Lamb pick again, but they also ban out the Musashi as well. And then over onto BJK, they ban out the Zhao Zhao, and then they ban out Mai. So again, another 2 deadly mid laners that they do not want to pass over to NRX. But NRX is picking up Dun. Again, they want to try it. They want to perfect the Dun pick. They have Lady Sun and they have Zhang Fei.
Yeah, Lady Sun, one of the marksmen that we don't see a lot, primarily because the early game for the Lady Sun is absolutely atrocious. She needs so much items to make work and start doing damage in the team fights. But that's why you have the Dun as well as the mage that can perform earlier on. Let's see what they pick up for the mid lane role here for NRX, because last game it was the Xiao Xiao, which did pretty well. Let's see what changes would it make for game number 2. It's gonna be the Zhou Yu as well as the Guan Yu picked up here for the side of NRX.
Yeah, so a little bit of a different hero playstyle here. I feel like Zhou Yu is a great mid laner to be left on his own. He is being able to split push with his abilities, also affecting the turrets as well. I feel like that's a great maneuver for NRX, but then he also has within his utility of his kit is when he puts down his fire, he can then wind wall it to wherever he wants to, so he can get straight to your backline without having to necessarily get there. So again, that puts a lot of pressure onto BJK here, but in terms of the backline, they only have the Dio-chan and they have the Renji, so if they play it exactly the same way as NRX did, especially when they was trying to connect their crystal when it was almost at the end of at the end of the match, but managing to successfully defend it. We'll see if BJK have that same kind of passion, but they do lock in the Luna. Luna in the jungle. That is impressive. I know this champion is hero, is critical. Like, you can play, if you understand Luna, it is a game over. Like, I've played against some great Luna players, and it is, you just have to sit back and just admit defeat, I feel. I don't know how you feel, Zero.
The skill ceiling for Luna is so high that, you know, a Luna player
looked like a stack draft from the 413, which we saw. I'm pretty sure it was either pre-4 minutes or just after 4 minutes we saw the second tier turret go down. But less speculation, we are heading into the Gorge for the second match in this best of 3, and if NRX can't pull it back, it could be the last game in the best of 3.
Absolutely, but definitely we cannot count on NRX. They've proven that, you know, they have plenty more left in the bag. My only concern right now for the side of the BJK is that they are heavily magic damage focused. So if NRX just builds anti-magic, magic resistance with the armor and defensive items, they will be able to mitigate a lot of damage that's coming out from the side of BJK. So let's see. Blue Sage buff being stolen here on the side of NRX, and they want a little bit more. They want all of the Luna's jungle creeps, and Luna is one of those heroes that needs all of the experience and all of the gold that she can get from the jungle earlier on before she's able to make any rotations towards the lanes.
Again, heavily reliant on that blue buff, like you were saying, but this is the same team that stole BJK's red buff earlier on, because they had the knowledge that Lamb was definitely not going to be there, but they knew that Luna was definitely going to be in the blue buff because she's all about that cooldown reduction. So fair play to NRX picking up that on that and making a quick move to try and negate the Luna failure very early on.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with a lot of jungle heroes is that you need that snowball earlier on, and one surefire way to stop the Luna from getting out of control is just stopping the early snowball, stealing as much resources from her as you can, and the blue buff is definitely the most important one to take out of her hands earlier on.
Absolutely. I mean, even to some junglers, the blue buff may be a lot more important to them than the Tyrant or the Overlord. I mean, there's a few players that was telling me that as well. It's like, the blue buff is definitely really important in this game. With it being so fast-paced, if you have to recall, that is a lot of time wasted for your jungle and for your farm and your gold. It's very vital in HOK.
Absolutely. Still doing a lot of work by himself in towards the mid lane. We did see Buggy rotating, try and get a kill on towards Rekna, but Rekna was just too fast with the invulnerability. So keeping everyone alive, keeping the tower up and running, and right now they are going to secure the siege golem, the sage golem for the Luna, not wanting the same thing to happen twice.
Yeah, you can definitely tell how NRX played that one. I mean, BJK played that one. They definitely didn't realize that it could be a full team invade from level 1, going for that sage buff there from BJK's jungle. But we're having the Dao Chan and the Luna in the mid lane. There was looking to be a little bit of a clash there, but nothing really happened. It's definitely a different tempo game this time around for NRX. They are not burning out fast and bright. They are waiting, they are brewing up something. I can feel something cooking, and I can smell it.
Yeah, that's the small tempo change that you get. You're just changing out your marksman. Going for a Lady Sun, you're going to play a little bit more defensively, a little bit slower, making sure that the 0307 is able to contribute to the fights before actually bringing him to a fight, because you don't want to stunt his growth, getting him prematurely involved in any sort of team fight. But I think 4 minutes in, when the first Tyrant and Overlord spawns, that's where we see the rotations will come in from NRX as a full 5-man to try and secure some map objectives.
Absolutely. This is where it kind of feels like a completely different game, because we see that it's almost 4-minute mark and nobody's died yet. This is like a wild card qualifier match. It's back to haunt me the 30 hours of watching until something happened at the 4-minute mark, especially around this Tyrant, which is definitely looking like the case right now, because we have a lot of presence from NRX and BJK currently on this side of the map. But we do see, however, they steal again. Another Sage buff from Luna. It is not looking pretty here for Atex in the jungle. And it's good that NRX knows that this is how they cut the head of the Hydra off. They need to get rid of that Luna's Sage buff. unless they want a frenzy against them. They want pain, but they definitely know what they're doing. And I don't doubt the NRX do not know what they're doing because of how they're playing this match and how they played the previous match, even though they lost.
Absolutely, and that Sage Golem steal just completely stopped any sort of team fight that BJK might have been looking at. But Attic still manages to secure the overlord for themselves, so that will provide them a little bit of more help on the push, providing a bit more map pressure. And maybe if they play their cards right, they are able to get the Tyrant going their way as well.
Absolutely, but you can see here on NRX, they are not messing around. They do not want to be kept in crowd control, as most of them have the reduced crowd control boots on them, apart from Joyu going for the magic piercing boots there. So going for the damage on Fu, it's being reliant as that backline beast for NRX. But I think that's a nice play there, especially when they got a lot of CC on the side of BJK.
Absolutely, that is the go-to if you're playing against this much crowd control. Oh, but E2JJ barely surviving the life done. Won't be able to chase up, maybe. Yes, he should be. Yuren will fall as well. So that is 2 kills going towards the way of BJK, but they did manage to get the kill on towards the Zhang Fei. Oh, but Rex now going in way too fast, way too deep, all by himself. Will fall in the end. Mulan as well as the Luna will not be rotating in to help, knowing that that is a lost cause, and that will be NRX taking the kill lead to start off this game.
Brilliantly well played there by NRX, and they did pass over the kills to the right champion. That was Lady Sun getting a double kill, so getting that gold up and getting that XP as well, giving you way more equipment than the enemy farm laner. So you are going to be at a bigger potential and bigger advantage going into the upcoming team fights. But the Dun pick is actually observing them pretty well. We saw the CC go onto the Dao-Chan, closing another kill there for Lady Sun. But it is all BJK going for Dun. They do not want still to stay alive, and Luna takes the kill from the enemy jungle, and that's for stealing at least 2 of my stage buffs.
But Dun was just so tanky, he managed to survive for that long. In the end, did fall to the 4-man rotation coming from the side of BJK, and they want to return the favor here, trying to get the Sage Golem from the blue side. They managed to get a kill to go along with it. That's the death of Fu, and that is going to mean that they will be able to pressure the top tier 2 tower as well, because lacking Joyu means that you lack a lot of crowd control, a lot of far-range magical damage, and you will not be able to hold on to your towers without that.
But once again, we see it. Even though NRX has not been as aggressive in the early game, BJK have activated once again. Mulan has pushed that Clash Lane all the way to the high ground turret already, 3-10 minutes, and it's looking to do the same with the Clash Lane. She is heavily down there. She's taken the first tier turret as well. So it's just, this is definitely the advantage that BJK go for. It is applying pressure with the Mulan.
Absolutely. Lady Sun, though, is getting to reaching critical mass very soon. Already having the Axe of Torment completed. Just a bit more gold until she completes the Eternity Blade, which is going to provide her with a huge burst of damage. But let's see if they're able to win any fights before she gets to that point, because until then, she's not really at her full power yet.
Not full power yet, but it's the opening BJK have here with the enemy jungle. It is definitely a sought-for thing, very sought-for thing to have in such a competitive match. We have Luna going 1v1 against Guanya down in the Clash Lane, actually managing to pick him off, and we have the minions at the turret as well, so we could potentially see that if it's not going to get stopped here by Shoyu. But once again, Mulan is back to her lane, pushing those minions to the higher ground. She is putting so much pressure on the Clash Lane here on the side of BJK.
Sage Golem will be secured there by Rekna, another great hero to get the Sage Golem buff. That will allow her to continue on with the fights better. But, oh, Atix doing so much damage to her still. Rekna wants to fight as well, pops the ultimate. Might need to relocate that as well, but Atix towards the back, catches 2. The follow-up damage, is it going to be enough? No, it is not. Botnet as well as Oak Shield 7 able to escape, but not before they lose the tier 1 tower towards the mid lane. And now things are looking really good for BJK. They have complete map control, they have the kills, they have the gold lead, and they will look to completely wipe out the jungle on the side of NRX before going for the second, before going for the Shadow Overlord.
Yeah, Bobnet needs to count his blessings there. He didn't even have ultimate, so he could not do any pushback. He could not activate the beast to stay alive. All he had triggered was a shield, and that was it. That's all he had. He had a shield and a dream. He managed to get out of that little bit of a implication there against BJK and survive. So fair play to Bobnet, playing that very safe and staying alive for his team. But once again, Sage buff is no longer an issue for Luna to be contested because NRX have the backs against the wall once again with their jungle just being wide open. It is like an all-you-can-eat buffet here for BJK.
Yeah, BJK is definitely shoving their, just filling their faces right now, going for both the Tyrant and Overlord at the same time. That is maximum greed coming from the side of BJK, but they are that confident at the moment. They set 2 heroes on both sides to secure both objectives, and they will get both objectives as well.
This is a different kind of beast, but we see Guan Yu going down, taking down the Luna, but we have Rekna coming around, but it's not going to chase the Guan Yu there because there is a team fight going on in the mid lane, but there's a re-engage from NRX there, well played by Boogie, negating a lot of the damage that Diachan could have done there in potential, but we're having Mulan once again in the clash lane, just doing what she does best. It is that split push potential. They got to watch out. She can't finish the crystal just yet. I don't see it happening because without those empowered minions, the minions just don't do enough damage. Here's still looking to do it, but oh my god, Mulan is looking for a backdoor. It's a Hail Mary play, but I don't think it's going to be the outplay that they need. It's just a little bit too late for Vanguard to reach the crystal.
But still, Liz just did so much work by herself, killing off the Guan Yu, killing off the Lady Sun, and that will allow E2JJ as well as Rekna to put full focus on this mid as well as bottom tier 3 tower. They're gonna get the mid. Will they get the bottom? Maybe, but Still and Fu is already there to defend, so they should not get anything else other than that.
I just don't know how BJK have managed this. They've not only matched the ferocity and the pace of NRX from that first game, they've just like made it tenfold. It's just 10 plus. It's like the pace, the tempo has not been interrupted as of yet by NRX, but I feel like it can still be with little minor victories. It's all riding on this 0-3-0-7 here on the Lady Sun pick. It's currently 4 kills to 1 death, but being behind by so much gold as an overall is an issue for NRX and basically putting the Lady Sun back on the spotlight. This is the issue I feel like NRX is going to have going forward.
Yeah, but NRX, like you said, Lady Sun has been the focal point here, and she's about to complete the Daybreaker, one of her most important items, which basically means that once she gets that, she is probably at 90% strength. And we did see her really providing a lot of damage in the previous fights, where Rekna trying to dive in, trying to do the best she can, taking a lot of damage from the Lady Sun, but still soaking up a lot of damage himself, able to just walk away from that. Absolutely no fear. OG07 on the other hand took a bit of splash damage, is already down to almost falling there, so that showcases just the amount of burst damage that the Rekna can really bring. Guan Yu going straight for the backline into JJ in trouble, but Rekna will be there to try and protect him for as long as she can. But Lady Sun, oh, look at the damage that she can do. Trying to do it all on herself. Not enough to finish them off, but enough to scare them away from the tier 3 tower.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we're seeing here, it could be a potential game over here for NRX. We have BJK at the door. Now takes down Lady Sun, so the huge damage potential currently on their team. The only one alive is Fu. Fu is down, so there is no more damage to be had right now. They have the Renji still up, Mulan can soak so much damage, and we have Muzi up as well, so they're just having to defend and clear the minions, because if they don't, that crystal is at critical point of being taken down by BJK again. Here comes another wave of minions in the mid, in the farm lane, and in the clash lane. That is like a Amazon delivery parcel coming through, because that came at the right time, but they're still managing to hold it off.
The one good thing about the lineup coming from the South NRX is that there are so many heroes with knockbacks. They've got the Guan Yu, they've got the Zhang Fei, they've also got the Zhou Yu to be able to just push the wave away from the tower, keeping it alive as long as possible, and that allowed them to at least hold on to the game for now. Maybe if they get a couple more objectives, they are able to even things out, but they do need a Lady Sun in this fight without her getting nuked. Yurian trying to go for the Lady Sun, but taking too much damage by herself.
Nice, trying to take out the Renji. The Reggie goes down. It is a little bit of a mishmash here. We have 3 of the tanky champions. They do manage to get down to the back line though. Rek'Na takes out Fu, but still coming through and claiming Rek'Na as well. So it's all up to Luna, Mulan, and okay, no, it's no longer Muzi. It is just Luna and Mulan, and they're having to come together in this mid lane. But 0307 is still saying, just hold on me, just stand by me, guys. I've still got potential, I've still got fuel in the back. And it looks like NRX are going to go for a Tyrant here.
Should be able to get it. Oshio's a bit low though, so she has to watch out. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Mulan's just gonna steal the tier 3 tower. Nothing that the one you can really do about it. So that is going to be super minion spawn there for the side of BJK. Continuous map pressure going towards their way. Right now, NRX needs to win one team fight and try and end the game, because if not, that means they are going to be stuck in their base for a very long time.
Very, very long time, but they're clashing onto the Mulan. They're trying to work this Mulan down until she has a little health or close to half health, because we can see that Lady Sun is chilling back. They don't want Lady Sun to be in there in this early team fight, because if any damage gets done to Lady Sun, it's a glass cannon. You are basically putting yourself at high risk here. They did a good push there, but they've also been met by a great defense by BJK. They've managed to hold up Vanguard in that mid lane. Mulan still doing what Mulan's doing best, is pushing that clash lane, keeping the pressure on the clash lane. Still tier 1 turret. However, in the clash lane, 16 minutes into the game, tier 1 turret still up. Mulan is a dedicated mum to this clash lane. She's looking after it like it's her baby. But they do take down the Tyrant as well, so Shadow Tyrant going for BJK, giving them more immense damage and movement speed increase, which is only going to perfect these next team fights.
Absolutely, Luna just waiting for one final piece of the puzzle, which is the Sage Golem buff before joining the last, potentially the last fight of this game. But once she gets it, she is going to be making her way towards the mid lane or the bottom lane. And that will signal the beginning of the end for NRX. Can they hold on though? Can they try their best to just push back BJK and keep themselves alive for at least a couple more minutes?
I think that's what they're going to do, but I mean, you can see who the staple pick here, who they're trying to keep alive is that Lady Sun. She has the red buff, she has the blue buff, but they have to keep that front line up and ready. It has to take a pound in, have that sustain whilst Lady Sun is doing the damage. But Guan Yu into the back of the line there, taking out the Renji as well, and looking to pop up some more. Rek'Na could be in trouble, but Luna takes a bomb net. It is already a 2-1 trade right now. Probably going on 3. No, 2-1 trade. We still have Rek'Na in the mix as well. Luna, everybody going in on Guan Yu. Manages to take him down, but it's only Muzi and Luna up. Can this be enough? I don't think it is, because both the damage dealers are there on the side of NRX. They are trying to keep their crystal alive. They have made Luna retreat, and Dun comes through with the stun, prompting the second win there from Atix, and he managed to take down Lady Sun, but his team's wiped out.
I think that was the best that Atix could have done at that point of time, because if the Lady Sun was alive, they maybe could have pressured at least until the mid tier 3 tower. But bringing down the marksman, bringing down the most spawned hero on the enemy side means that, you know, even though you get aced here from the side of BJK, there's not going to be a lot of map pressure coming from the enemy side. So those small victories is going to mean that they keep the lead and not be in any way of pressure for themselves.
Absolutely. Like you say though, there's a lot of magic damage on the side of BJK, and if NRX just build quite a lot of magic defense, which we can see a little bit within these kits coming through here, that's not going to be an issue to them. And it's kind of, you can see that now, because as we saw that, like, we had still taken a 3-on-1 in the red side of the jungle, taken all of Rek'Na's damage. He was kind of just like, oh, is there something scratching my back right now, because I feel a little bit of an itch? But he just took it and just walked away. It's kind of just like he's now built up all that magical defense that he needs to keep himself alive to survive a all-on frontal attack from Rek'Na here.
Absolutely. 3 succubus cloaks already completed. I'm pretty sure Bob Ned is trying to get that for himself as well. Name of the game is now survival and protect Our Lady Sun. Protect Madam President here, because she is going to be the way that she's going to be the way that NRX is able to win this game. It's just protecting Lady Sun. Allow Lady Sun to do the damage that she does, and with that, hopefully being able to crawl back to the game. The net worth isn't very far at the moment. Only 2,700 gold separating both these teams. It is basically negligible at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we was talking about it earlier. 12 minutes in, it looked like the game was already over, but still, NRX have managed to actually maintain this match to go to the Tempest. The Tempest Dragon is now up, so we're back at the same point of the last match where BJK managed to actually close down the last match here. They have Vanguards at the Crystal, but there's a lot of damage going on here. A lot of soaking of damage. We see that Fu falls down by the Mulan. Mulan is at the back of the queue. Resurrection goes up. She was looking for a help. Very pushed there into the Crystal back walls. We see Lady Sun being focused here, but Lady Sun managed to take a kill. The Renji takes down Bobnet there. Lady Sun and Guan Yu are the only hope here for BJK, but the Vanguards are doing what they do best. Urian tried to finish it off at the end of the Crystal, but no! Still failed here. NRX is still in it. Even with Vanguard pushing the Crystal, they are still in it. What is going on?
The lineup was just so good for defending the Crystal. I mean, you've got Guan Yu, you got Zhou Yu, you got Zhang Fei. All these heroes able to push back the Vanguards, and that stopped them. That allowed the Crystal to regain invulnerability, and that also allowed Lady Sun the longest of time to continue rolling about, continuously doing damage. And one by one, they fall to the physical damage of Madam President, because OC07 is now fully online. Atix, no Sage Golem buff for you, sir. You have to play like a normal human.
Yeah, you cannot have that cooldown reduction and mana regen as you liked for the rest of the game. We're going to continue as we did from the early doors where it was taking your Sage buff from you, but now it's going to be Lady Sun taking that Sage buff from you. But we still see BJK Liz looking to maintain this push in the Clash lane. They're committed to the grind. I have to appreciate it. I have to notice it. Game, recognized game. They are committed to the Clash lane push.
Atix did manage to find a Sage Golem buff for himself, so she's feeling more comfortable taking the next fight. Meanwhile, top lane, the Mulan, the pressure coming from Liz means that Buggy has to pretty much stay up there for the entirety of the game. If not, this Mulan might at any point of the game just steal away your Crystal. And that is going to mean that at any point in time, BJK might find themselves in a 4 vs 5 scenario, because Buggy has to stay in the top lane, making sure it's not backdoored.
Absolutely, it's that Hail Mary pray. They're looking for the third and final charm, but I feel like that was a little bit of bait here. We have Mulan maybe looking to join the team fight, but also could potentially push this mid lane as well to apply more pressure going into this Tempest Overlord fight here. Once again, we have the minions go in there. Minions have taken down the shield of the Crystal, but Guan Yu is still there to defend. We're having a bit of a push here between the teams. Back in the queue is Mulan with the CC immunity taken out. Lady Sun, Madam President is down. It is ground zero here for NRX. This could be the end for NRX, and it was a great bait under the Tempest Overlord fight. Double kill for Rekna, still goes down. It's only Guan Yu alive. There is all of them over there, and the Winions.